Hi friends, welcome back to Farm Girl Diaries. My name is Caitlin and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous day in the garden. I have all the animals out with me and the bunny is in her bunny hutch. I just got home from work and it's so gorgeous. I brought out Sawyer Belle, and then I have Willie, I can't see, back there in his crate. So I just got off of work and we're gonna spend some time in the garden. I just got back from a week of travel and I do like when I travel because I come home and the garden has always exploded. So I'm excited to see some of the explosions. Didn't have the explosions that I hoped I was gonna have, so we're gonna address some of that. I was planning on addressing it today. Amazon package is not here. Get out, get out, get out, get out of bed. Sawyer doesn't really care where the paths are. She just wants to walk wherever she wants to walk. So let me show you what we have going on in the garden so far. We have a lot planted already. We have some more planting to do. And then we have a lot of weeding we're going to do today. So we're going to spend a good long time in the garden today. So the first thing is, before I left, I planted my brassicas. Let me go over here out of the sun so I can actually see what's going on. And so that was the thing I was most excited for. I was excited to come home when I have my brassicas like explode, and they haven't exploded. And that's the whole purpose behind my Amazon package is the aphids have found them already. The bugs have found them. So I'll pull you in close and I'll show you. A lot of my plants already have bug damage and they're so small. So I did get insect netting. I'm going to cover these plants with insect netting as soon as I get it. And then again, the thistle in here is coming up. I need to pull this thistle. I have sprayed twice so far. I've sprayed mainly this bed, but I have gone in like a whole bunch of other beds. Like this one right here is full of thistle. I have sprayed them. I'll be honest, I don't know if the poison's working. The plants do, I guess it takes time. They are kind of starting to look like they're dead, but I guess it just takes time. Maybe, I don't really know. But we're gonna focus on this bed today. So we're gonna talk about that bed in a second. But let me bring you down here and show you what's going on with my brassicas. So if I bring you to this one here, see it's kind of just all riddled. They're really getting eaten. So they will continue to put off new leaves, even though like these ones are pretty eaten. They will be fine, but I gotta cover them before they get completely eaten. So again, it's been 2 weeks since I planted them, and the green stuff is the thistle, not my plants. So I need to make sure we get these guys. Like, look at that. He's just been completely decimated, but he will come back. You know, there's some more leaves. So we just gotta get them covered. And then my cabbages, I need to count my cabbages. I had one there. That's gone. One. There was one in here somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, there's one. There's a little one right there. Let me do that. There's one. There's one. Here's a good one. And then here's one that got pretty beat up. So I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna pull out this thistle that's invading this bed. That's task number 1. And then the netting was supposed to be here this afternoon and it's now been delayed till this evening. So I think this is a tomorrow evening project. For the time being, I'm just gonna lay the netting directly on the plants. I don't have a plan really on how I'm gonna like support that netting. So I think for now, I'm just gonna lay it on. Laying on, I think it's gonna be better than nothing. And then with some buckets kind of propped under, so it's not like laying on the plants, kind of just drape it over buckets. And then probably this weekend, I'll go get rebar, PVC, and I'll fashion some sort of covering for that. I also want to fashion a cover for this. So let's talk about this space. Okay, so this bed behind me, Sawyer is trying to find out where she wants to lay, and she's on straw I just laid, and it's a little loud. Lay down, Sawyer. But it reminds me I want to show you something else too. So, oh wait, come lay down. Trying to kill some grass there. So this bed is in-ground strawberries. So I have done in-ground strawberries before. I've never netted them. I've never covered them. And bugs have found them every single time. Bugs, animals have found them every single time. I think mainly squirrels and rabbits. And they take one bite out of the strawberry and they leave it. So when I had an in-ground bed, I had a very small in-ground bed. Again, I didn't cover it. It was very early on in my gardening experience. And it just, I didn't get any strawberries. So last year I did the green stalk and I did Everbearin strawberries in there. And Everbearin strawberries give you strawberries throughout the season. I will take the blame. I'll take the full blame that in the end I wasn't as good about. So in the beginning I definitely fertilized 100%. I didn't get the number of strawberries or the size that I thought I should have gotten. And I'll blame that on like my fertilization, my water, and I'll blame that on a me issue. But then it did get too hot, so they did kind of stop. They did start blooming again at the end of summer, and I got a few. So I paid $50 for a 50 pack of strawberries, so $1 a plant, not bad. But it 100% did not give me $50 worth of strawberries. And what I realized last year is I realized instead of wanting like 1 or 2 strawberries at a time, I wanted like a boatload. I wanted to make jams and my juices and all that stuff. So yesterday I went and I bought 2 packs. So I bought 50 plants of Early Glow strawberries. I think they're called Early Grow. They're a June bearing strawberry. And I put them in this bed. I put I think 30 plants in this bed, and then I did, where's it at? I did fill the tower up with the overflow of those plants. So in this bed is mostly going to be those June bearing, but I will have a couple that are, because I did move what was in the green stalk into this bed to overwinter. So I probably have about 10 to 12 Everbearin strawberries. So the strawberry plants you can see right now are the Everbearin strawberries. Hi, Soy. Say hi, Figgy. So I have a mix, but I do think they're going to do better in the garden bed than they're going to do. You can't have the bunny, baby. I think they're going to do better in the garden bed than they're going to do in the tower. So that's the second thing I need to net, is I want to net these strawberries. The ones that were in there that overwintered are blooming. They have blooms on them. So they'll be putting off strawberries pretty soon. And then what's nice is, again, in the tower, strawberries put off runners, and that's how they kind of repopulate themselves. And in the tower, I try to kind of take the runners to other cells, but either one, you're out of cells, you can't move it anywhere, or well, I think basically if you're out of cells, you can't move that runner anywhere. It has to stay attached to the plant while it's kind of getting set in that new base. So at least that's my understanding of it. So you couldn't really like populate your own strawberries. So what's nice is here I have probably a grand total of maybe 50 plants in there, maybe. And that is a small space for 50 plants, but as they set off runners and they set off new plants, I can move them out, move them elsewhere. So hopefully I won't have to buy strawberries again, because right now strawberries are something I was buying like every year. So it'll be nice if I don't have to do that again. So we got this plant of strawberries, and I need to get that netted. Oh my goodness, Sawyer. Are you just the biggest baby? I just got back from my trip 2 nights ago, and my kids have definitely missed me. Okay, so the other change in plans is along the back of the garden bed is the only fence line I don't have anything planted in. Along this fence line here, I have a flower garden, which I think is doing really, really beautiful things. I really, really love it. I have weeds in there, but it's looking really, really good. And then along this long bed, I'm kind of making that like a perennial space. Mainly daylilies and irises are what's going along that big long bed. I don't have anything along the back bed. So my plan was to do blueberries along the whole back bed. So I was going to do that this year. I bought 2 blueberry plants. I figured I probably needed about at least 10, maybe 12. I bought 2 and I kind of like, I've had them for a couple months and realized I don't really like blueberries. I don't really like blueberries. So I think, and we're gonna see, I have all summer to get that back bed done. I'm 100% gonna get it done this year. Count my words. But I think I'm gonna do asparagus. So I have 1, 2, 3, I have 4 separate asparagus patches. At the time, I didn't know where to put asparagus when I put it in, so I just kind of scattered it everywhere. And so I do have it like in multiple different places, and I've been harvesting it, and I've been harvesting. This is, again, every year I get more and more asparagus. I think this is the, oh my god, I have something in my eye. I think this is like the 5th year total for like my first patch of asparagus. And my first couple patches aren't honestly doing the best. It's the ones I planted, I think 2 years ago that are doing the best, or even last year, I think last year, that are doing the best. But that's beside the point. I think I want to build a wooden bed the whole length of this fence and plant asparagus crowns and then make that whole bed asparagus. That's that's option number 1, or plan number 1. And then plan number 2 is what sometimes it takes time to think about things and to figure out what you want to do. So along this whole fence line, this is my neighbor's fence, and because of these trees and I don't know what other factors, that along the fence is not good soil. Grass doesn't grow along the fence. Nothing, only weeds grow along the fence. And so it's kind of a pain in the butt to kind of trim the fence. I just like, and I never know what to put there. I'm thinking it might be a good place to put some knockout roses. They do get shade, but I think they should still get enough sun that they should grow. And then if I could grow knockout roses kind of like along this whole stretch, I think that'd be really pretty. And I'm thinking I would just do like one color. I don't necessarily think I would alternate colors. I think I might, well maybe I would, I don't really know. But I think that would be really pretty because knockouts bloom all summer and they get big and bushy fast. So I think that could be a really good place to put some knockouts and kind of like help hide the fence and maybe solve some of the weediness problems that I have. So that's also a full summer project, but I digress. Let's get into these blueberry plants. So I have these 2 blueberry plants, and let me kind of show you where I'm at here. So here's Figgy, here's the hutch. I have this greenhouse, which honestly only holds storage. For me, it holds the animal food, it holds some of my chemicals, or not chemicals, my fertilizers and stuff. And then when you come out of the greenhouse, right here, I have 2 blueberry plants. So the blueberry plants definitely went into shock. I bought them from Sam's Club back in early March, and I put them outside, and the thing that I knew, and I was like, oh, I'm sure they're not going to do that to you, and they did, is these plants were not hardened off. They were inside, they were not ready to go outside. I moved them outside, and they 100% went into shock. Let me show you. So their leaves are not supposed to look red, they're supposed to look green, but there is new growth on these. They look, they look red, but they look greener than they did. So I think they were doing better. So I'm just gonna keep watering them in, and I think they'll be fine. I think they'll come along. But then that'll be nice to have 2 blueberry beds here in this garden, or 2 blueberry plants right here in this garden. And this was kind of like an open space. I didn't have anything here. And I didn't really want to put another bed here. It's kind of in a weird spot. So I think that's a great place to put those blueberry plants. So sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, gosh darn, Caitlin, you're a genius. And that was a genius move. Okay. So the other things we have in this garden, let's just do a really, really quick recap. In this bed back here, we planted beets, and they are, I'll bring you down and show you, they're starting to come up. And then I have kale here. The bugs have also found my kale. My kale and a couple lettuces are getting a little eaten, but I think these will survive more than the broccoli and cabbages are. The bugs are definitely enjoying the brassicas more than the kale. Okay, so if you kind of pull out, this bed looks a little messy, right? Like there's a lot going on. I need to throw that away. But when you come in, these are beet. That's not. That's not. But these are beet seedlings. And you can tell because let me get this good one. Green leaves and red stalks. So, you know, there are other weeds in here, of course, but these beet seedlings, which are just starting to pop up, will kind of take over everything. So in this bed, there's more seedlings on the left-hand side of the bed than the right. And that could be watering, that could be a number of issues. And so we'll watch that. And if after maybe a week, I still don't have as many seedlings on the right-hand side, I will replant that bed. But they're coming, and that's all that matters. This bed here, let me show you, is the sun is just always in my face. I did buy a hat that would go over my bun. So like I like to wear hats when I garden, but the only hat I have when I garden is either a ball cap, which doesn't go over the bun, or another like floppy hat, which doesn't go over the bun. And I wear my hair in a bun 99% of the time. So I'm like, you just need to buy a hat that like goes around your bun. So I also ordered that today, and that I was really excited for today too, and that's not here yet, so that's okay. We're just gonna have to make do without it. But this is my snap pea bed, and my snap peas are doing beautiful things. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then I did plant carrots here, and so far I'm not seeing any carrots. I always say I'm not going to plant carrots, and then I only went 1 year without not planting carrots, and I planted carrots again. I kind of just really want to grow carrots, but so far I don't really have carrots coming. So, and for me, carrots take a while to germinate, and they have to be kept wet. So the soil is dry. I need to water today. So we'll see what happens with them. If the carrots don't come, I'll replant with something else. And then this is the only other bed we have planted. And we put beets in here as well. And I'm seeing some movement there. I'm seeing some beets growing, which is great. I need to weed. Thistle is still coming. So that is project number 1 that we're going to do today, is we're going to pull some thistle. Lots of it needs to be pulled, but that's project number 1. Project number 2 is I still have these extra broccolis I needed to plant. So my broccoli seeds didn't do well this year. My seed packet's definitely old, so I'm gonna try. I see this every year and I never succeed at doing a fall harvest. I'm gonna try to grow fall broccoli, and I think my plan is gonna be I'm gonna bring out all the seed packets I have, because I used a couple different ones, and I'm just gonna put them all on the ground, see what happens, and then just buy new broccoli plants or broccoli seed for next year. So out of probably over 100 broccoli seeds that I started, I got like 7 or 8 plants. So I just have a couple. So I did go to the store and I bought a 12 pack of broccoli. That's what I planted. I want no less than 18 broccoli, and I haven't put the other ones in the ground yet. Now, am I too late? I'm very much late. I'm very much late. It's April 22nd. So not ideal. But at this point, these plants aren't going to get used. I was kind of holding them to see if anyone wanted them, and no one else is doing a garden, or at least wants to do a spring garden. So I'm just gonna find a home for them. We're gonna put them somewhere, and we're gonna see what happens. Now, let's talk about something I said I wasn't gonna do, and I'm actually kind of annoyed I'm doing it. I am planting potatoes. Am I late for potatoes? Yes. But here is the only reason why I'm planting potatoes. This entire bowl. So these are the last of the potatoes I harvested back in October. And let me just grab like a bouquet of potatoes. So at this point, these potatoes either go in the compost bin, where they will grow potatoes in the compost bin, or I put them in the ground and they grow me more potatoes. So I said I wasn't going to, and I'm still more interested in doing a very large fall crop. Whatever this gives me is just going to be like basically extra potatoes, so that these just don't go completely to waste. But what I'm going to do is, this bed is kind of largely unplanned. So the plan was for my now strawberry bed was going to be my pepper bed, and then overflow of my peppers was going to go in this bed. And I turned the pepper bed into a strawberry bed. Didn't make a plan for where my peppers are going to go, so that's going to be fun in a couple of weeks when we have to plant our peppers. But so because that's no longer a pepper bed, then this isn't a pepper bed anymore either. So why not put potatoes in it? So that's on today's agenda. We're pulling thistle, we're emptying out this bed, and we're planting broccoli and potatoes. So stay tuned. It's a gorgeous day. Let's get some stuff done. Probably about 45 minutes later, I have pulled all the thistle that I'm gonna pull tonight. I pulled the thistle back around the brassicas, and then I emptied this bed. This bed looked terrible. I thought after I did it, I should have done like a before and after, but it's done. So now we start the actual fun part of planting. I actually like pulling thistle. I think pulling thistle is fun. However, like it's like a game. Can you get like the whole taproot? But if I get a long enough piece of taproot, I feel like that should count. Like if I don't get the whole taproot, then okay, you win, you can come back. But if I get a 7-inch section or longer, which I'm getting lots of, I feel like I should win. You don't come back. That's not how it works, unfortunately. Okay, so I'm gonna throw my potatoes in these beds. I don't honestly think it matters. If you look here, the sprout is set in leaves. I am going to break these. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know if I should. Should I have done that? I don't think it matters. I think potatoes want to grow regardless. So I think it's fine to break these off. I'm gonna break these off, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Like again, like I wasn't planning on planting potatoes, so I'm not really that worried about it. So I'm gonna not even have the whole thing. I'm gonna break them off, leave only a little piece of them, and I'm just gonna throw them in the ground, and we're gonna see what happens. Like I'm gonna take the whole piece off, but again, it should grow. So that's what's happening next. Breaking off and throwing them into that bed. Less than 5 minutes, they're in the ground. The thing I've learned about potatoes, and I think we all know this, is potatoes just want to grow. So some of them, well, they're all covered by dirt. But even if you don't have dirt, you can plant potatoes in just straw. You can plant them on top of the ground, cover them with straw, and they're still going to grow potatoes. So potatoes are one of, I think, the easiest things to grow. And you don't need to do too much with them. So I just use my hands to dig out the soil. That's a really good bed of soil. I saw a lot of microbes in it. It's a really dark, rich soil. That's a good soil. So I am gonna fertilize them with some potash. I don't know if I have some or not. I need to check my garage, but I'll do that off camera. I am gonna do a nice sprinkling of potash on there, and then I do need to buy just a regular all-purpose fertilizer, and I'll throw that on that bed as well. And then we'll see what I do. And this is for future Keelan. I didn't plant the end of that bed, so you can put maybe a couple pepper plants at the end of that bed. I think I have probably like a 1 foot by 1 foot like square foot. I can probably fit like 2 peppers there. Okay, so potatoes are done. Now the hard part. I have all these broccolis. And I don't know where they need to go. I don't know where to put them. Let me wander around and see what I can think of. I don't know where to put them. Every winter I do a garden plan, and I have a garden plan. I know exactly what's going in each bed, and every spring that gets shot to you know where. So this potato bed completely planted. Where did I put those other 6 broccoli? Oh, I wonder where my glove was. Oh, my glove. So those other broccolis, I put 6 in this bed right here. I have a big hollyhock that's gonna bloom this year, so the hollyhock is gonna go in the middle of those 6 broccoli. Not bad. I don't know what I was supposed to put in that bed anyway, so until I consult my planting chart and see what mess I just created, we're not gonna worry about it. But where did I put 2 other broccolis? In the beet bed. Just 2. 1, 2, and then beets. Why, you ask me? I have no idea. And that's like the pretty decent beet bed. I should have, on second thought, put them in this bed, because I have beets in this bed that are just starting to come, so they're a little later. So that could have been the bed that we could have put the broccoli in. I'm not gonna redo it now because it's done. So yeah, that was, it is what it is, right? We got this stuff in the ground. So I'm really pleased with what we got done. It's starting to cool off down here. I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna have a salad tonight. I wish the salad was coming from my garden. It is not. My lettuce is not coming in yet. What I haven't done I don't think I did it last year either, is I normally start like a little mini greenhouse of lettuces, and then they overwinter outside in like a little greenhouse area, and then I have lettuce right now. And I haven't done it the last 2 years, and I'm like, this year I'm regretting it, because like it's April, I want a really good salad and I don't have anything. So I had to go to the store to buy my salad, but that's okay. So we're gonna have a salad for dinner tonight. I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna water everything real good. I don't think they're calling for rain. I'll check, but I don't think they're calling for rain in the next 24 hours. So I'll get everything watered in, and that's it, friends. We have a lot going on, and it's Earth Day. We got to spend our Earth Day outside, so it's really fantastic. And yeah, so I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me in the garden, and slowly but surely we're gonna get this garden put together. Bye, friends.